You know, some words are more than just words. They're not just labels. They're like these little keys that unlock an entire way of thinking, a whole philosophy packed into just a few sounds. And today, we're going to look at one of those incredible keys, the word K'yalaar.
It sounds a little out there, right? A bit poetic. Can a single word really calm a storm? Well, if you're speaking the Arreqqana language, the answer is this profound, gentle yes, because they have a word designed to do exactly that.
And here it is. This is the word at the heart of it all. K'yalaar. Now, on the surface, sure, it just means to be quiet, but the real magic is in its connotation, how it feels. This is a word you say for those really gentle, reverent, emotionally intense moments. You know, when you're trying to calm someone down, or even just calm yourself. A space, or, as we're about to see, something like a storm or a flame.
Okay, so to really get the power packed into K'yalaar, we've got to look at how it actually works. We need to see how it's woven right into the fabric of the language. And for that, we're going to start with the grammar. So, like a lot of verbs, it changes depending on who you're talking about. You've got your standard forms, right? K'yalawa for I am quiet. K'yalina for we are quiet. Pretty straightforward. But look down at the bottom of the table. This is where it gets really interesting. There are special forms for addressing royalty and even for addressing the divine. And check out the translation for that last one. It doesn't just say you are quiet. It says you are peace.
And that's the whole point right there. This isn't just a word for telling someone to hush. The fact that there's a divine form completely elevates the whole idea. Quietness stops being just a simple action and becomes this sacred state of being. It's an act of deep reverence. It's like you're acknowledging peace itself.
But the layers don't stop there. For really poetic or ceremonial moments, coastal Arreqqana does something fascinating with its word order. It uses a structure called verb-object-subject. And trust me, flipping the sentence around like this completely changes how it feels and what's important.
Just listen to this. You can almost feel the shift in focus. Gélina livrons.
So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. Literally, it's quiet, the storm, we. You see how the action, the act of quieting comes first? This gives the verb itself this incredible power, making it more important than the thing being quieted and even more important than the people doing the quieting.
Let's try another one. This one is so much more intimate and personal. K'yala salashaqusha. This literally translates to quiet, my gaze, she. Again, look at what comes first, the act of quieting. It implies that her very presence brings stillness, not just to a room, but to the way you even see the world. It's just incredibly poetic, isn't it?
And let's do one last one. And this one carries a really deep emotional weight. K'yalaar lea falara washa.
Literally, quiet, her grief, he. By putting that verb first, the sentence becomes this tiny, powerful ritual. It's not just stating a fact like, he calms her grief. It's an active invocation. It's like you're casting the quietness onto her grief. So we have the spoken word, and we have its poetry. But K'yalaar also has a sacred visual form. Let's take a look at its sigil, which is basically a symbol of silence itself, used in things like meditation and rituals.
The sigil's name is Arreqqana, or the spiral of quiet flame. It's built in 3 parts. First, you've got this inward spiral, which represents going from sound down into silence. That's then enclosed in a protective double circle. And finally, you have these 3 little flame dots that seem to fade outward, symbolizing the release of all that noise and agitation.
And there's a chant that goes with the sigil, and it's sung in descending tones, like a whisper that just gets softer and softer until it's gone. Quiet. The voice of the flame flows into stillness. It's pretty much the perfect verbal match for what the sigil shows us visually.
All right. We've looked at grammar, we've felt the poetry, and we've seen the symbol. So now let's bring it all together. For this last part, I'd invite you to just relax, maybe take a breath, and just listen. We're going to experience all these elements combined into a short whispered ritual.
K'yalaar, le flamewa, la.
K'yalaar le narua lu.
K'yale le cherua.
K'yalasa, la shakwaja, le.
K'yalana le. Shegvin le now.